All right. Well, I appreciate everyone attending tonight, and thank you for joining us on this beautiful Tuesday evening here in the Northwest. Our speakers tonight, we'll start with Ellen Wolf from City of Kirkland, Audrey Barberkoff from KCLS, and our featured presenter, Dave Ormerod from SCORE. And with that, I will go ahead and share. Ellen?
Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining us. I hope what we're doing for you is helpful to you and your business, gives you some good pointers on marketing. I'm looking forward to this lecture as much as you are. My name is Ellen Miller-Wolf, and I'm the Regional Business Partnership Manager for the City of Kirkland. And I'm the administrator for Startup425, which is presenting the program tonight, along with our partners from SCORE. I'm also a partner in the Innovation Triangle, which is a recruitment effort by the cities of Bellevue, Redmond, and Kirkland. Many of you have experienced the issues in this slide. 60% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Underserved businesses, often those that are owned by women or minorities, lack mentors and lack networking opportunities. Underserved businesses have been some of the hardest hit by COVID-19, and they are limited because of their access to what we commonly call the 3 M's: markets, money, and management. So Startup 425 was established to try to help underserved businesses, people who are considering businesses, startup businesses on the side, to basically get started in a way that will allow them to be sustainable in the long term. And you are listening to the marketing class. We have classes in all sorts of other pieces of the puzzle as far as starting a business and starting it in a way that it will sustain itself. The Startup 425 Alliance is an alliance of cities, of government: Renton, Bellevue, Redmond, Issaquah, Kirkland. It's over 5 years old, and it is currently administered by the City of Kirkland, where I work, but it is also a partnership. All of the cities contribute funds to keep it going. We also have very strong partners. I mentioned SCORE, Audrey and the King County Library System, and the Port of Seattle, which puts money into economic development. It's available for all of the cities in King County, and they have funded this effort for the time period that it's been in existence. Again, the mission is to provide access and tools that experienced workers and entrepreneurs need to go from an idea to a working business in a successful and sustainable manner. We lower the barriers to entry for non-traditional and first-time founders. We try to keep the ecosystem diverse and encourage spontaneous collaboration, and we provide pathways to prosperity for our whole community. These are some of the products of Startup 425. Our intent is to provide a graduated curriculum, starting with people like yourselves who are perhaps in the process of thinking about a business and thinking about starting a business. That is the Startup 425 Level 101, or the Startup Level 101 caters to those beginning businesses or those ideas and how you can nurture those ideas. Level 201 is a deeper drill down into many of the same subject matters in usually a co-working environment, and a number of businesses that go through an entire curriculum. Obviously, you can pick and choose of the workshops in Level 101. 201 is more of a detailed curriculum and drill down. The third level is level 301, and shown here is a springboard accelerator. It now has a name called the Innovation Lab. And that is when we have a 7-week program, which we operate with Bellevue College, two very well-known business professors, and they teach 7 modules. And this is an attempt to help businesses who want to accelerate and want to scale, are small. Hopefully we have some diverse businesses as well. And we help them through the 7 module program. We also have mentors who are experienced business people throughout the East Side assigned to each of the businesses in the program. It says springboard, but actually this program will be in the fall, likely in the fall of this year. If any of you are interested in it, you'll see it advertised on the online calendar for Bellevue College, and we will also be marketing it. And Small Business Essentials will potentially be in summer in August. And obviously you're in a foundations workshop now, but we will likely repeat foundations workshops in the fall. Thank you.
You should be able to share your slides, Audrey, at this point.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. There we are. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for sharing a few minutes of your time with me. I am Audrey Barbakoff. I'm the Community Engagement and Economic Development Manager at the King County Library System. Essentially, that means I oversee many of the resources, services, and programs that we offer to adults, including those focused on helping people with business, job, career, and finance. And I have a special place in my heart for entrepreneurship programs and services. We have some amazing resources to support you. And I joined last week if you were here, and I talked a little bit about a couple of the resources that we have to support business plans. Today, I'm going to take just a couple minutes and talk about some resources that are available to you to help with marketing. So as Dave is talking to you about some of the techniques and tools you might want to use, hopefully you can think, oh, if I want to learn some more about that, or I want to dive a little deeper into that, some of these resources might be able to help you with that. Because this is just a couple minutes, I'm not expecting you to retain a lot necessarily. The big thing that I want you to take away is kcls.org/biz, B-I-Z, kcls.org/biz. That will take you to our small business page, where you are going to find a whole list of featured resources related to business. So anything I talk about today or in any of these classes, you will be able to find there. The first thing I want to show you real quickly is LinkedIn Learning. So you have probably seen many an advertisement if you are on LinkedIn. They're pushing this pretty hard, where they try to sell you a course. And we have purchased the entire catalog for you, or more correctly, the state library is subsidizing it for everyone in Washington via their library card. So you can't just go to LinkedIn Learning. You need to go to the KCLS website and go through our portal and put in your library card information. If you don't have a library card, you can get one instantly on our website. And it's going to give you access to the whole of the LinkedIn Learning, formerly lynda.com courses. And I just pulled up right before this class. You can browse through the top here. And I just said, show me all your marketing classes. And now I can't get that to close. All right. You can see there's an entire marketing section of classes here. These are really high quality, really authoritative, up-to-date video classes. And you can see here, you've got everything, digital marketing, a whole learning pathway is something where they link a whole bunch of courses together that you might want to take, right? Become a digital marketing specialist, Instagram, writing a marketing plan, brand integration, marketing foundations, marketing analytics, using tools, using MailChimp, writing copy. So really any topic within marketing that you want to do a little more of a deep dive on. There's anything in here from like a 2-minute video snippet to a 5-hour course, right? So highly, highly recommended. The other thing I want to show you is a tool called Data Axle. It used to be called Reference USA. Everyone's changing their name lately. And this is something where you can get actual customer leads. So I'm going to assume, for the sake of time, that you are a B2C business, that you're selling directly to consumers and not to other businesses. You can do something similar for other businesses. But I'm going to show you, like, let's say you're thinking about doing a direct mailer, or you want to see a heat map of where your customers might be. You can pull up a really specific listing of people who might be interested in your product. So I've put together in advance a little search here for you. It is hard to find this screen. I'm just going to tell you this. If you are going to use this product and you're like, I cannot figure out how to get here, give me a buzz, call your library, we'll help you figure it out. So I have put together this search where I'm going to say, I want to see businesses in Bellevue, Washington. And I want to see people who, let's say I am thinking about starting a business. I want to start a nonprofit where I teach healthy cooking to low-income kids, right? So who are the folks who might be interested in that? Well, I'm going to be in Bellevue, so I want to start there. I want to see people who are interested in food and cooking. And I want to see people who give money to charity, right? So they need to be both. And you actually can do a search on here to see if someone has kids, but it's going to give you, if you pull up sensitive information, it's going to give you a different view. But I'm going to say, I'm going to get at that obliquely. And I'm going to say, let's see, purchase behavior. I'm going to find someone who buys stuff for children a lot. So it's maybe a pretty safe bet. They might have some kids. So when I come over here, I'm going to see I have now found 242 households, or people, actually 242 individuals that meet all those criteria. They're in Bellevue, they donate to charity, they spend on and enjoy food, and they probably have kids. So these might be a really great target audience for my children's cooking charity, right? I'm going to go to view results. Here they are. Name, address, zip code, phone number. If I open one of these, sometimes I'm going to get an email. There aren't that many of those. I'm going to get an estimate of their income, their home value, a little bit about their neighborhood. I'm going to see all of the things that this person is interested in. That data is pulled from things like store rewards cards, credit card information, magazine subscriptions. It's a little scary. Look yourself up, but highly, highly useful for you to be able to really target exactly who your potential customers are, and even like make this into a spreadsheet, export it into Excel, and boom, there are your mailing labels. So those are just a couple of my favorites related to marketing. Thanks for giving me your time today, and I will turn it back over to Dean and David.
Great, thanks, Audrey. And yes, those are some great tools, and they will serve you well. And they've got a lot of great search features. And without further ado, Dave, I'll make you co-host, and you are on.
Okay. Screen. Oh, there it is. And can everyone see that? Hello? Can you see that?
Yes, we can see that.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
And you can hear me. All right. All right. Thanks for that overview on the library, KCLS. I get into this as I get into market research, talking about some of these same features, same programs that we use for market research. Very good stuff, and I'll get into that in a minute. You know, the old saying was that if you invent a better mousetrap, the customers will beat a path to your door. Well, it never happened before, and it's not going to happen again in the future either. I mean, you have to market it, and that's why you have to learn all this sometimes from scratch, because a lot of the clients that come to SCORE are experts at doing something, but they've never had to actually market what they do. So that's why this has become such an important aspect of what you need to know. Tonight we're going to cover these topics. Market research, our starting point, marketing the 5 Ps, which are product, price, place, promotion, and positioning. We're going to compare marketing versus sales, advertising, conventional advertising, and some of the new stuff called content marketing, and of course, social media. Are you seeing this screen without the blockage across the top? Because mine seems to be blocked out.
Yeah, we can see the whole slide.
Okay, good. Market research is extremely important. You can't get into this until you've done some significant market research to understand what the market size is, some of the product features, especially your competitors, the price, and the position that you want to put your product in the marketplace. Some of the most unusual market research statistics that I've got have just been through standard Googling practices. I Google market research or market statistics for a certain industry, and a lot will pop up, including some people who have paid for these studies that are very significant that you can get free. King County Library has been a major resource of information, business funding. Emergent Intellect is one that I use frequently, along with Reference USA, which has, of course, changed its name. What's it called now?
Data Axle.
Data Axle. Reference USA and Data Axle is still available on KCLS. Emergent Intellect, I had to go to the Everett Library to get that one because I think KCLS stopped it. But you can join the Everett Library free if you're, and I'll show you some samples of both of these that I've used in the past with my clients. Seattle Economic Development is a very, I'll show you an example of that in a minute. The SBA, the Small Business Administration, which SCORE is a part of, American Fact Finder, and federal stats and county and city economic data. There's information on that, and I'll show you how to do that. The SBDC, which is the Small Business Development Centers, and there's a number of them in the area. I work through One Redmond, and it has a Small Business Development Center there, and I do the SCORE mentoring through the One Redmond. Google's Consumer Barometer is another one, and Pew Internet is another, and of course SurveyMonkey, and I'll get on to how SurveyMonkey can be used for detailed surveys. This one here is a Reference USA, but this is market research I did for a software company that was starting up in Redmond that had software and specialized circuitry that they wanted to sell to other software companies. So I was able to come up with, using SIC codes and NAICS codes, which are detailed codes for different businesses that are standard within the industry. Knowing what those codes are, you can do a search and come up with all the companies. You get their detailed information, their phone numbers, their addresses, all of their social media pages in many cases. This one had all kinds of them. And along with that, it has lists of the various personnel that work for them. And these particular people were interested in the IT people. In this case, it was Michael Peck and Steve Spring. And they were able to send out letters or emails to these people to find out whether there might be some interest in moving forward with presentations. Good information available, again, through the library. The other was, and this one no longer at KCLS, is called Emergent Intellect, and it has industry overviews, research information, and statistics on various industries. One of my clients was interested in commercial real estate. I was able to get a very detailed overview of the industry what it was about and some of the problems that she would uncover as she entered into that business. And it was very, very useful to find out what they're, and again, it lists the NAICS codes and the SIC codes for that industry. Another one here on the right is for a winery in Woodinville. Detailed industry overviews available on market size, market statistics, background, and so forth. They're very useful. I mentioned the Seattle Economic Development Organization, and they have an amazing website. Just if you have the PDF for this, just click on that and it'll take you right to that site. Overviewing business climate, industry trends, customers, opportunities, zoning, availability of a workforce, and so forth. Very useful background information for people starting up a business. This was very useful for a client who was starting a coffee shop in the area and wanted to find out how many competitors there were in the area and what sort of a background there was to the in this case it was the Bellevue area. Here again is a list of various sources of information on general business statistics, consumer statistics, demographics, economic indicators, employment statistics, a lot of detail. Just click on the far right, the underlined sections, and it'll take you right to all of those areas. Production and sales, trade, all kinds of amazing information available to you for market research. The small business development centers also have quite an outstanding website where they have detailed overviews of various industries along with statistical and market information by NAICS codes and so forth. This may be useful. This was a gentleman who was starting a cleaning service in the Woodinville area, and I was able to come up with some detailed market research for the cleaning industry. And of course, once you've established your most of your marketing plans, you'll want to be able to verify some of your product issues and pricing and so forth. And one of the ways that it's best to do it is through a survey. If you already have quite a strong base of clients, potential clients, through your websites, through Facebook or through LinkedIn, you could invite them to join in a survey where you might be able to describe your product and get feedback from them as to what they think of it. And surveys are very easy to do through SurveyMonkey, and getting some statistical feedback would be very useful as you're about to introduce your product or service. I mentioned the 5 Ps. This has been traditional throughout my entire career in marketing. We always looked at the 5 Ps. It used to be the 4 Ps, but they added positioning or position as a key one, and we'll get into that in more detail. The Ps are product, price, promotion, place, and position. Product is obvious, price is obvious, promotion is how you market it through advertising, content marketing, and social media. Place is how it's distributed, how it's sold, whether you sell it direct, whether you sell through distributors and so forth. And positioning is how you want your customer to perceive this product. And that coincides very nicely with items 1 to 4 on the lean canvas, which I think most of you are probably already familiar with if you took the course last week, or you at least heard about it. Your business has to offer something different. You can't introduce the same product in the marketplace Uh, Even if, and if you introduce the same product and it's got to be a lot cheaper and you can't make money by selling things cheaper. Uh, Here's a cartoon that says they better better be some damn fine oboes. Uh, Being the fifth store in a mall selling the same product, you got to have something differentiated. It's got to be quality or some features that make it better. Your products or services must solve a customer perceived problem, deliver a unique value. To provide the best value, your product or service must be better. But what is better? And this is some instances of is the red car on the right better than the one on the left? Both of them will go the speed limit on the highway. Both of them will get you from A to B. What customer problems do each of them solve? And that's a real challenge on consumer goods because people buy for all kinds of crazy reasons that are sometimes hard to determine. The watch, for instance, on the left there, Patek Philippe, is $41,800, and you're supposedly buying it because you never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. And so she's bought it in order to give to her little girl here who probably in the future won't wear a watch, uses her phone to tell the time. So it's bizarre how people can come up with marketing programs to sell something as expensive as this, and yet they do. So hang in a little bit here. We'll see how they get it done. The first thing that we often talk about is describing your product or services to others. I'm not going to do a go around, but here's something you may want to think about as you move forward with your product and you have an opportunity to discuss it with someone else, colleagues, a news reporter, or somebody else as you ride up on an elevator to the fourth floor. You call this your elevator speech. What it is you do and what customer problems do you solve? And that's a key element of things you should start to think about. Setting the price. First of all, you got to know the market. You need to find out how much the customers will pay, as well as how much competitors charge. You need to choose the best pricing technique and work out your costs. You need to consider cost plus pricing. Make sure that you make a margin. Set a value-based price. Find out what their competitors are selling for because you can only charge what the market will bear. And think about other influences on price. And keep on your toes because things change. Position. How do you want your customers to perceive your products or services? You need to differentiate your product from the competition. You need to address important customer buying criteria, such as how it provides a solution to customer problems. Articulate a key product or company characteristics. Marketing messages and positioning have a lot in common. Identify a long-term strategy, not a short-term action, something that'll last for a long time. Positioning is single-minded. Does it convey one primary message at a time? Is it meaningful? Will it connect with the target audience? And differentiating. Does it contrast your strengths against the competition? The little diagram shows it here. What you want to say about your product and what your customers want to hear, and the intersection is what you should talk about. Very often we get down the road of discussing features of our product that the customer has no interest in. So we've got to make sure that you find out what it is they want to hear before you start giving the features and benefits of your product. It's got to be pertinent. Is it a solution to their problem? Is it sustainable in the future? Is it believable? Will they actually believe you? Will it ring true? And is it credible? Can you clearly substantiate your claims long term? Here's another exercise, and I don't think we're going to have an opportunity to be able to do this tonight, because if I did this live, we typically would take a break about here and discuss in 30 seconds how your product or service positioning might appear to a customer. One of the, and I can't even read this because it's, customers say that your product works faster and is more efficient. One financial manager says, I help my clients reach their financial goals while saving them a fortune in taxes. These are the sort of things that when customers hear, it kind of intrigues them. It makes them think more carefully about what it is that person's about to say. If people want to know further about what you do and how you do it, you can make an appointment to talk to them. Place, which is distribution. Where and how will your product be sold? How will your customers find you? Online, Amazon, eBay, storefront, field sales. Do you need a physical location? Lots of things you have to think about if you need a physical location, such as parking and safe locations, convenient. Nearby competitors, you need to know. Can you work out of your home? If you can, that's great. Not all cities allow you to do that with some businesses. People are key to success. If you're going to need to hire somebody, hire very carefully. And if you're opening up a retail center, retail store, it's very expensive. And of course, retail's been through some dramatic problems in the last year with COVID. Retail spaces are still expensive. Redmond was running up between $26 and $45 a square foot. So not everybody's going to be interested in immediately renting a space, but it may be something you need to do later on as your business grows. Marketing versus sales. The sales funnel is something that marketing people developed many years ago as a way of understanding the process of completing sales and producing orders. For instance, I was a marketing director for a medical company, and we would meet with doctors at various conventions. We'd do some demonstrations and create leads and put our leads into the funnel. That is to say, we would get the doctor's name, his address, and send him a brochure or some information, and also pass that lead along to a sales rep who would then contact that doctor and try to complete the sale. So it's hot leads are come from various sources, including social media and all sorts of various backgrounds. So you put ideas and leads in the top, and you get orders out the bottom. Some of you might be considering some sort of a consultative position. Perhaps you're like a management consultant or some services business. People that are entering that kind of business need to use a consultative approach. You research your client. You ask open-ended questions, especially about problems they might be having. Listen carefully about what the implications of the problems are, and hold back starting to talk about your product until you understand what the problems are and what pain those problems are causing your customer, your potential customer. And then you can answer presenting a solution. If you do it any other way, you tend to lose people early up. So you're presenting a solution to their problems is usually the best approach for a consultative sale. A formal marketing plan. Some of you are going for funding. You'll be required to get perhaps SBA funding or bank loans, in which case you're going to need a formal business plan. You'll have to have an executive summary and mission statement, target markets, competitive profile. Who are the competitors out there, and what are they selling at, and what's their market share? What your marketing strategy is going to be, how you're going to get your product to your customers through distribution, through Amazon, through eBay, whatever. Your action plans, your budget, what you're going to pay in order to get this done, your pricing strategy, and overall products and services. Very important aspect of a complete business plan. Others of you might want to use the Lean Canvas plan, especially if you're not going for funding. Again, items 1 to 4 are really the same discussion as positioning. Number 1 is customer segments. Who are your customers and users? Who are your early adopters? Who are the people who are going to use this first? For instance, in high-tech industries, early adopters, people who have to be the first on their block, or their family, or anything that has to get this new device, this new thing. So early adopters, perhaps. So list your customer segments. Problem. These are not your problems. These are your customers' problems. What problems are your customers having right now that your product or service will solve? And some existing alternatives that they're using right now where that aren't working for them. Unique value proposition, single, clear, compelling message that turns an unaware visitor into an interested prospect. And then solution, outlining the possible solution for each problem. Items 1 to 4, essential part of putting your marketing plan together using the Lean Canvas approach. Just to go back, at the top here is a link to a presentation, a video presentation on YouTube that steps you through the process from the guy who developed this originally, this Lean Canvas originally. He then steps you through a process of how he used it for a photo sharing system that he developed. He doesn't tell you whether he was able to commercialize it or not, but it's interesting. Watch the video if you want to get more information on this, and you might find it useful. Advertising. Traditional advertising has become an extremely expensive venture. Even ads in like the Redmond paper or the Woodinville Weekly are very pricey for startups. One guy who was a painter was paying $250 a week for this little 2-line ad in one of the local newspapers. Cost for 30 seconds of commercial time on broadcast television, national magazines, unbelievable. We would pay, even we did magazine ads into medical journals that were read by doctors, and we were paying thousands of dollars for a full page ad in medical journals. So very pricey. And there's a list here of all the different types and the costs. Probably not something that a lot of you are going to be able to do. That's why we're going to talk about some more competitive methods of advertising rather than that traditional way. Marketing is changing naturally, especially in the last year. It's had an amazing shift, but it's been shifting now for several years. People, of course, are using ad blockers. Typically, you would have lots of ads on every page, but now people are blocking them. People are watching Netflix in order to avoid all the ads that would normally be on television. They spend 10 minutes out of every half an hour is commercials, TV commercials. So people get a little fed up with that. Micro-influencers and more. Technology is completely transforming the marketing landscape, empowering consumers and forcing brands to rethink of how to do this. So welcome to the post-advertising era where creativity and technology and innovation all collide, and that's for sure. Future of advertising, technology that leads us to high consumer engagement. This was a professor at Stanford put together this description of content marketing. Content marketing is the process for developing, executing, and delivering the content and related assets that are needed to create, nurture, and grow a customer base. Conventional marketing and advertising gives identity and positioning, where content marketing provides detailed information consumers need in order to decide on the best product or service. It's multifaceted as well. So I'll get into what some of the facets of content marketing are. 27 million pieces of content are shared every day, a lot of it through social media. People spend about 50% of their online time reading content, with an additional 30% on social media. So the content might be blogs or various other things, articles, and then 30% on social media. Clicks from shared content are 5 times more likely to result in purchases. And I'll share a little bit more information on how shared content is promoted. Content marketing generates 3 times more leads per dollar than traditional advertising. So it's definitely the way to go. Content marketing leaders experience 7.8 times more site traffic than the non-content users. Better brand recall. People spend 37 seconds on an article. You need to stand out and get their attention. And I'll describe some of the ways in which we can do that. Content marketing costs 62% less than outbound marketing, yet it generates more than 3 times as many leads. The majority of business-to-business marketers use content marketing in their marketing strategies. Content marketing drives 6 times higher conversion rates. Email marketing is one of the most effective forms of content marketing. We'll get into that in a few minutes on some of the effective ways to do email marketing. Most business-to-business marketers use at least 13 content marketing tactics, and I'll describe what they are. And 73% of major organizations hire someone to do their content marketing strategy. It's become a whole department in many businesses. This is small business. What are the uses? Most companies use 12 methods. They include social media, articles on your website, e-newsletters, blogs. Blogs and articles could be the same thing. I like the word articles better than blogs. I think people kind of turned off by the word blog, but people still do it. Case studies, videos posted on your website or linked to over to video platforms such as Facebook or YouTube. In-person events are considered part of that, so conventions, displays, and so forth. Articles on other websites, white papers, webinars and webcasts, which are growing in utility, research reports, and infographics. Those are the top 12 and really the ones you ought to focus on. Social media use in the United States is growing substantially. It hit 80% in 2020. It's quite amazing how it's grown, and people are using all sorts of different methods of different platforms. So where are your customers? Depending upon age group and sex, and college graduates, they're all over the map. Older people tend to be using it less. Women like Pinterest, products that appeal to women, and product overuse. Pinterest is ideal. LinkedIn has become, LinkedIn used to be a job site platform, but now it's become a business to business platform. So if you're doing any consulting work, it's become an ideal platform for business to business and that approach. Some of them are, as I say, Instagram, appealing to younger people. So the purpose is to build awareness, generate sales, deliver customer value. 86% of small businesses are using social media right now, and it may have gone up just in the last year. So both business to business and business to consumer marketing is now using content marketing tactics, especially social media. Percentage of small business marketers who use various social media platforms to distribute content, and Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube are among the top ones. There used to, Google Plus is gone, of course. That was 2017, 2018. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn are among the top ones, and I think it's very close to that in the last year or so. Very similar results. Small business marketers use an average of 5 social media platforms, including LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Larger enterprises use an average of 4, and I don't know why. That's just because I guess that's the ones that they think work the best for them. Organizational goals for content marketing. Small business marketers cite brand awareness as their top goal for content marketing, followed by customer acquisition, lead generation, customer retention, and thought leadership. How do you measure content marketing success? Small business marketers tend to use website traffic to measure their content marketing success. 57% of small businesses plan to increase the amount they allocate for content marketing in the future. And I guess they use website traffic and sales lead quality and sales lead quantity as methods of measuring, along with social media sharing, which I'll discuss in a few minutes. Producing enough content is the top challenge, and all my clients say the same to me. I don't know, I'm not real good at writing. I can't do all this creative writing that I'm going to need to publish all these articles on social media. Producing enough content, producing the right kind of content that engages, and producing a variety of content, it's a challenge. And fortunately, you don't have to be a great author. There is just so much information out there in so many sources that you can reuse. And that I'll tell you a little bit more on how we can do that. How do business-to-business marketers rate their organizational content marketing success? And most of them are finding it more successful than the year before. It's working for them. Either extremely or very successful content marketers. They've spent time documenting their strategy and they've improved the maturity level of their presentation. They have a high commitment to content marketing and agree that their organization makes content marketing a very important aspect of what they do for marketing. Agree that leadership gives time to produce content marketing results and deliver content consistently and frequently. What content distribution channels are marketing adding on in the next year? And of course, YouTube, Facebook video is relatively new. And of course, Instagram has picked up quite a bit in the last little while. So what are people using? Websites. You got to have a website. A lot of people say that WordPress is the way to make a site that brings traffic more frequently. I don't know that. That's Google has a way of recognizing good sites and well made and with good content. Social media networks. You need to pick the ones that reflect your customer base. Content communities. A lot of people are using YouTube videos to demonstrate how their product is used or installed, and it's a very important aspect of advertising. And social media, channel ads, AdWords, and so forth are increasing in their overall usage. This was, and I hope this works. I'm gonna play this. I've unblocked my speakers. This is a short video from River Pools. River Pools went from a retail storefront in 2 locations to a single location, nationwide fiberglass pool installer and expert using Q&A blogs. In other words, they use social media to develop an entirely different business model, scrapping their old business model of selling all kinds of different products and focused on just one product.
All right, so this is the beginning of the next chapter of River Pools, and that big red shiny thing you see behind me.
Can you hear it?
Is considered a mold, and a mold is what we
Barely.
There's no.
Yeah, we can't hear the audio, Dave.
Yeah, it's true. Sorry. Okay, I'll stop. Yes, they changed their entire business plan. They were answering people who do Q&As, and they would ask, do fiberglass pools work as well as vinyl pools, blah, blah. And they would answer them, and they found the response was so dramatic and worthwhile that they shifted their whole business plan towards just the fiberglass pools. And now they're one of the main suppliers of fiberglass pools in the United States. So it really worked for them, and it was all social media and Q&A on their blogs, on their website is what did it. Here's another one, and I'm not going to run this video because you can see what this is about. There's a guy who makes these blenders called BlendTech, and it's a high-tech blender. Tend to be used a lot by restaurants and commercial users because they're a little bit more money than the average one, but they're really tough, and they use the toughness of this to demonstrate on first of all on their own website and then on YouTube. And they did it by putting 50 marbles, glass marbles, into this and chewing them into dust. And then later on, he decided to take a bunch of cell phones and put them into there. And so they did a whole series of these YouTube videos on showing how tough their product is by grinding it into dust on a machine. So that was their key marketing method. And it really worked for them. Very little else. This is what they focused on, and it really worked for them. Some of the common types of interactive content include lead generation, email campaigns, and helping to move the client through their decision process. And some of the things that people use are considered to be interactive content involving the client. Would be contests. You can offer a free product in a free sample of something in return for filling out a questionnaire or for providing their email. And of course, your email becomes part of a campaign that you use to email information to them on a monthly basis or every 2 weeks, or in some cases, I get stuff from people every day, it seems, on promotion using email. Some of it I like and some of it I block, but it's something that people are doing and it's working for them. Interactive white papers, ebooks, calculators, I don't know how that works, interactive infographics, solution builder configurations.
Hey, Dave, sorry to interrupt. We've got a question. What is an interactive white paper?
Yeah. Well, it would ask questions, and people would come back with an answer to it. And I don't know how. I've never used one, so I'd have to Google it again. It's been a while, but I think we'll have to Google that one and find out. Q&As, of course, templates, mini courses, webinars. A lot of my clients have started to do webinars. Some of them even charge for them, of course, and videos, games, apps, coupons, or any content requiring a form to be filled in. One of my clients offers a book that he has in return. He offers it free in return for people requesting to an email address. In other words, you fill in this form with your email address, and he sends you an email with a link to download the book, which is a PDF form. Email marketing. Constant Contact has been a great example on how good email marketing can be done. A few years ago, when they were just starting out, I was with the Woodinville Chamber of Commerce, and they said that they would look after all of our email marketing for us if we provide all of our client members' names and email addresses. And of course, we got something free. We got them to do our email marketing, and they also got all of our clients' emails. So it really worked out well for them. Anyways, they are really good experts at putting together email marketing campaigns and deliver a great return on your investment. Emails are designed to engage and make email marketing easier. If you can't easily do it yourself, you may want to look at companies like that can do it. You need to start collecting email addresses from your website, from Facebook through mobile and more business reaches more and more people. Salesforce.com, Pardo, and Marketing Cloud are scalable marketing automation platforms you may want to look into if you want someone who can do some automated marketing for you. I have some others in a minute, and I'll show you on the next slide. That some people find it useful to have something to offer a client, an article or an ebook or a video. There are some private label rights stores, and if you go to one of these here, Buy Quality PLR or plrassassin.com, you can buy books that are typically around $4 to $5, and you can have your name put on them, and you can get the private label rights to these and use it as an incentive to send to customers in return for getting their email address. Usually the books or their ebooks or the videos have something to do with your product, or else you wouldn't do it. But it may be worth looking into. Can't guarantee it, but it may be useful. Google came up with the Get Your Business Online a few years ago. I think they've changed that to now My Business and Google Local. I see a lot of that as well. Again, here's what they show on the left, and you get reviews, and you need to have a company phone number and address before you can do this. Content marketing. How do you go about it? You need to put it as part of your plan. You're putting your marketing plan together. You need to humanize your marketing story, tell an engaging story, show your business personality, what makes you different from others, from your competitors. Publicly show your customer service level, responsiveness, be original and authentic. You vary your content. Some people say you should have like a 60-30-10 rule of inform, promote, inspire, and humor. Listen to your customers. Use a variety of marketing channels. Budget for marketing, not just advertising. Brand building is a long-term game. Be patient. Be consistent with your brand and content. So consistent on your website, on your social media, and so forth. And use graphics and photos effectively for attention and retention. And we can't emphasize that enough. I'll address that again in a minute here. If there's one slide that you should definitely hang on to, it's this one right here. This one kind of puts it all in a nutshell as to how to do this on a routine basis. This is what I use when I'm doing social media, and I think you should all consider doing this as well. Starting in the middle here, we say, what real problems do your products or services solve? In other words, what is your positioning strategy? If you're a great author yourself, you just develop them right out of your brain. But if you're not, like me, I have to search and find information. I call that curating. You know what a curator at a museum, a curator at a museum shows other people's stuff. They don't actually own it. So what you do, for instance, you're a project manager, and you wanted to post something about project management that's relevant to what you do. You would go out and find articles, for instance, go to the National Association of Project Managers or some of the other websites that cover your same topic as yours, and look for articles that are relevant to what you do and comment on them. You can write an article about them. You can say, well, I really believe that this article is good, or in some cases actually post the article. A lot of companies are putting tags so that you can directly share things right on the internet. Or if not, you can do a Control-C and copy various aspects of it and then comment on it. Give them credit for the information that they have there, but also comment on it. Post the full blog on your website. Here, call it an article or a blog. Praise the versions down to something smaller so that you can post it on social media. And then post it. Post it along with some sort of graphics. And then over on the left, just to kind of run through some of these techniques. Use more content marketing tactics, blogs, articles, Q&A, ebooks, contests, videos. Use more social media platforms to deliver content. Don't just use one. Curate, tailor the content to specific profiles or personas or targets or potential customers. Make it engaging. Use graphics / photos or videos for visual attention. I always post a photo or a graphic with my posts. Why? Because it draws people's attention and improves the likelihood of them remembering it. Memory on graphics is 65% versus text only is around 10%. So you get days of memory retention by using videos, graphics. Produce regular quality content. It's good if you can have some sort of a reward for an email address. You can get their email address through some method. Meta tags. Posting every time you post, use some sort of a meta tag, such as it's 3 keywords that describe what you do. And use that constantly and put it on your website as well. The meta tags are what drives search engines to your website. Search engine optimization is the goal. Use analytics to measure and identify your targets and search for target business-to-business clients. So it's you post and then kind of use analytics to determine how well you've done. And I'll cover analytics here in a minute as well. Oh, here's shared, liked content increases the reach of your content and will increase readership and attract new contacts. Here I posted a number of articles. One of them was on a webinar about Lean Canvas. And it got lots of comments and lots of resharing. And that's, of course, that's what you want. You want people to like it and reshare it because it increases the exposure of your post to other people. How to build better interactive content, know the objective, collect stories, curate stories that you find on the web, figure out the so what, why would anyone want to read it or watch it, lean on experts for quality and distribution, test, adapt, and test again. You're not going to be successful coming out of the chute. It'll take some time to get good at what you're doing, but you'll find out as you are, you'll begin to see that it's working. Nurture. Long sales cycles depend upon great nurturing process. Keep sales flowing by distributing great content. Again, metrics. This was from analytics on Facebook, I believe. And it shows you the number of likes, the post engagements, the reach, the videos, the shared recommendations, total page views. And this was probably not the most overwhelming one, but you can see the analytics. We've got to do something when they look like this. But there's also Google Analytics, which is another way of finding out how well your posts are doing, how people are coming to your website and so forth. If you don't have time to do all of this yourself, you need to make time, because no one knows your business better than you. Yeah, you can get other people to do it, but they don't know your business. You can use social media automated posting systems, Hootsuite, Postling, Deliver It, DLVR It. I've used that one briefly just to try it out, and they will routinely post on multiple sites for you. I am not all that familiar with using it, but you may want to look into it if you don't have time to do it yourself. I think you need to make time. You need to post several times a week, ideally. When you get a chance, describe what your content marketing strategy is going to be. Think about it, because it's going to be very important to your success. And again, search engine optimization is certainly one of the key driving factors in doing this. You want to bring people back to your website so that they can get more information and you can engage them more. Create thought-leading content, build links through organic outreach, encourage people to Google your content, build an engaging web presence, maintain a fast, safe website, have a brand that people talk about, and get search engine optimization friendly URLs, utilizing a great content management system like WordPress. That's what people say, that WordPress is the ideal format for creating your website, although I hear others are very good as well. And write good title tags. Again, that's the URLs, the keywords that bring people to your website. If search engine optimization isn't working for you, maybe your keywords are too short or too common. You need to be. I wish I had some examples, but if you're a project manager, you might say software project management expert or something like that. 3-4 words, and use them repetitively in your postings as well as on your website. Not SEO is I don't think anyone's doing this anymore. They used to put their keywords all over their website in various locations, and Google didn't like it, and they blocked sites that did it. I don't think it's as big of a deal now as it used to be. Ignoring the benefit of title and meta descriptions and HTML. These are HTML elements that provide information about a web page for search engines, and making it easier to find through that is a very important aspect of setting up your website. If you need more information, go to the Greater Seattle SCORE website. There's all kinds of, browse the library for various workshops, webinars, blogs, articles. Just loaded. There's literally hundreds of articles and information that you can use. There's also lots of plan templates that you can use. Small business marketing plan, business plans, all kinds of information that you can download for putting your overall plan, marketing plan, or your business plan together. So we covered market research, marketing, the 5 Ps, marketing versus sales, advertising, content marketing. Here's my email address, anyone that wants to send me an email. My website on SCORE, and my site for LinkedIn, which I use a lot. The editable lean canvas, this is an editable system. It's a PDF that you can edit, and if you want to download that, go to this site here, and you'll find it useful. And that's all.
Great, Dave. We appreciate that. And are there any other questions? You can unmute and ask as well.
I had one question. This is Robert, or R. Hill.
Yeah, R. Hill. Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions I had was in regards to one of the things you were saying about the content marketing.
Yeah.
The content marketing, and then you had the status stuff, and you were saying focus on social media platforms. So I was wondering on the some of the like data axle or the ABI Inform, do those also give the information about the customers or your potential customers social media platforms as well?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I have no idea.
I can answer that. So was it Robert?
Yes.
They do not provide the social media platforms that your potential customers could reside on. The thing about your customer is that you need to think about I know Dave had a slide in here about demographics, and one example I'll give you is if you were to find my youngest, who's 21 years old, on a social media platform, you would not find him on Facebook or Instagram. And I think Dave I know you had a demographic slide about age groups and
Yes.
Different things like that. So.
Yes. Yeah. Interesting. When I found that company in California, that software company, it listed all of their websites right on their right on the information page that I showed you. Interesting. One of the things I did was I went to those company sites, and I was able to find individuals who worked for the company that connected through that website, through that social media page. It was quite interesting. I went to LinkedIn, to their company LinkedIn page, and I was able to find the LinkedIn pages of some of the people that worked there. So it was interesting turn of events, which is really what you want to do, especially if they were of the target market that you were looking for.
Oh, thank you.
Other questions? I'm not seeing any questions in the chat box. If there's no other questions, I want to thank Dave. I want to thank Ellen and Audrey for joining us this evening, as well as everyone that attended. The recording will be available on Thursday. I will send a link out that will take you to our YouTube channel, and you should have the PDF of the slides. And if there's any other questions, please feel free to respond to the email that I send to you, and I will get those answers for you. Again, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. And again, thank you, Dave, Ellen, and Audrey.